Governor's impeachment. Mwangaza survives impeachment bid as senators dismiss MCA's allegations. I have two senators in the House, Honorable Richard Onyonka, Senator for Kisii, Honorable Eddie Okate, Senator for Migori, and Honorable John Kagushi, a member of parliament from Kurueni, is now joining us. Thank you all so much for making time. This is how they voted late last evening. The senators voted on each charge separately, starting with the misappropriation and misuse of county resources. It was 19 against 28. Nepotism and unrelated unethical practices, 42 against 5, bullying and vilification and demeaning other leaders, 44 against 3, illegal appointments and usurpation of statutory powers, 26 against 20, contempt of court, 44 against 3, illegally naming a public road after her husband, 43 against 4, and contempt of the assembly, 7 against 10. Onyonka, I'll start with you on this. What did you make of that entire standoff between the Meru MCAs and the governor that led to this vote by the Senate?
Good morning, Trevor.
Morning.
My observation and analysis is purely based on my understanding that the problems that you have in Meru are actually political. And when you try and analyze the scenario, it takes a lot of energy to analyze the political implication of what has been happening in Meru. The fact that, one, you have got all the leadership, you're talking about the senators, the members of the National Assembly, the other leaders within Meru who are, plus those the MCAs who are on the gallery, all of them being on the opposite side, and then you have Madam Mwangaza's on one side. My general feeling is that, number one, Madam Mwangaza started having sympathy from senators and indeed Kenyans, because we don't vote in a vacuum. You receive messages. Some people will send stories. They'll tell you reasons why you should vote in a certain way or not in a certain way. But when you now had the videos and the clips being shown from yesterday, the presentations were nearly at the same level. It was more like a 50-50 kind of thing. The MCAs have issues, yes. Are they quantifiable, provable, and with data and intelligence? No. Is she innocent completely? No. Are there some things that need to be looked at? Yes. Are they legal? Most probably not. Are they morally unacceptable? Chances are yes. So this was the balancing we were going through. Then finally, I think her presentation and eventually her last speech, where she literally made a lot of people nearly cry. She said, "I'm sorry, I apologize if there's anybody I've wronged," which was very humble. It really blew some of us back. We were like, But they've been saying that she's hard-headed and she will never apologize to anybody. So the whole exercise for me was that justice was done. I think the leadership of Meru needs to go back to the drawing board. The members of the county assembly did their job, even though it looked like they were the hatchet men. They were the ones who were set to plan, to coordinate, to organize the whole exercise. But I want to say, Trevor, that I think we need to begin to explain to each other what this democracy thing we have is all about in our country. How are counties meant to be managed? Was it a winner-take-all, or was it through consultation, public hearings, engaging leadership? This I think, the Meru case is an explanation, is a display of the dysfunctionality of county governments. And this is not just in Meru. Meru was just a larger extent. We have been having the same issues in Kisii. We've been having same issues. I'm told there's something in Busia like this. You have Kericho the other day. It is the president who intervened for the deputy governor to even be allowed into the office. Even Kiambu, we are having the story with Wamatangi. So these are the teething problems. They are making us now begin to, the Senate has become more engaged, more involved. We are now analyzing actually any matter which is brought to the House as close to the law as it can be. And I think the Senate literally vindicated itself in the eyes of Kenyans. There was a lot of public sympathy for Governor Kawira. Not that she was completely innocent. I think that sympathy made the men leaders in the National Assembly at the Senate, begin to ask ourselves, how do you distinguish the epithets and the abuses she suffered, which were sexually based, and you telling me that she's just a bad manager, maybe a little bit excessive. So at the end of it all, the sympathy and the exercise is not purely, Trevor, it's not legal.
Okay.
It's a quasi-legal political solving. We had to look at everything, but more on the political side. And yesterday, I think the team that was against Madam Kawira lost, not because according the way I hear some people say that, the men have been vindictive and they've been harsh. I think Meru's problem was a mix of the cultural hate for the woman. Not that all men in Meru hate women, but there is that thing. Then you see so much people out here discussing our genitalia to express their political dissent. I think Kenyans now slowly are going to start looking at leadership differently.
Okay.
Number two, lastly, I think we as leaders now realize that actually what we say has consequences. Okay. And we have to be a little bit more careful than throwing out and insulting our colleagues and telling everybody what it is.
Eddie, you were also there until the last minute. Was this vote based on emotions